Hello everyone, this is Jake from CINECALIBER. In today's video, I will be reviewing the third episode of the new DC Studios TV show, The Penguin. If anyone wants to catch up on this show, basically on my reviews for it so far, there will be links in the description below for the episodes 1 and 2 so far. This is also one of my most anticipated shows of the 2024 year. If anyone wants to check what shows I'm excited for this year, there will also be a link in the description below for that. Without further ado, we're going to get a little bit into it here, guys. I'm going to do a recap of episode 2. I also, before I started, I wanted to apologize that I have not been able to release these videos in a timely manner just because of things going on. But I am dedicated to at least review this entire show for you guys, so please bear with me. But basically what had happened in episode 2, the Penguin, he had basically begun a gang war between the Maronis and the Falcones. He stages an ambush for the Maronis to get a hold of the Falcones' drugs, which then begins an investigation by Sophia Falcone on who is snitching information to the Maroni crime family. From there, most of the episode is spent on the Penguin trying to divert attention away from himself and pin it on someone else, while also continuing to assist the Maroni crime family, who are pretty wary of their trust in the Penguin due to his character and nature. At the same time, the Penguin enlists his new driver, Victor, to aid him in exposing Johnny Vitti, who is the crime underboss of the Falcone family, for sleeping with Luca Falcone's wife, who is currently running the family. Things don't go as planned, though, as Victor makes a mistake, which causes the Penguin to restructure, which ends up with him killing one of Maroni's men before they can talk about him and framing it on Sophia's bodyguard. This all ultimately leads to Sophia enlisting the Penguin to help her take the Falcone crime family down, or basically back from Johnny and Luca. So basically the Penguin forced an alliance with Sophia with his actions. So we were going to kind of see how that plays out in this next episode here. And then without further ado, here's the episode 3 recap. I'm going to go over what was a hit with this episode, the good. So as I stated in my last review, I feel like there was more than what I feel like there was more that would be explored Victor Aguilar, and this episode focuses mostly on his character, so it's a really big character-driven episode for Victor. One of the scenes that really stood out for me was the beginning, which shows various aspects of Victor's life. We get to see his girlfriend Gabriella, as well as his mother, father, and sister, as they live as a low-class family. As the scene progressed, I was left to wonder if this was like current time or a flashback, but the answer to that is explored when explosions occur and you realize it's a flashback to when the Riddler blew up Gotham City in the Batman film. And we see the tragedy that Victor had endured because of that. So that was a big, like, whoa, this is how he got to that point, basically. From there, we get to see Victor's continued struggles of fitting into the crime world. I thought the episode does a great job in showing this inner conflict, but also showcasing him learning how to navigate this crime-ridden world. He's a very conflicted individual in this episode. It really shows. But it's like he's on the cusp of embracing everything that the Penguin is giving to him, but he's also still holding back due to his, innocent nature. It does lead to some really great moments between him and Oz, as Oz continues to mentor him. There are some truly great moments of dialogue between the two, as Oz tries to convince him that staying with him will give him a better life than he could have imagined, rather than leaving to have a normal life, where he will amount to nothing. I found what Oz was saying to be relevant to how messed up the world really is. I know as a working middle-class citizen, we struggle with the way the economy is, and if you have someone like Oz offering a better life to someone like that, it really truly puts into perspective Victor, which makes his final decision at the end of the episode feel so justified. Even though a life of crime is never an ideal way to go, the way that the Penguin, depicts it in just manipulating how, life is when you're just a nobody versus someone that can be rich based off of violence, it helps to tip one way or the other. The writing just does a tremendous job in humanizing these characters and makes us relate to them. It's truly outstanding work. some of the best I've seen so far of the year. The other highlight of this episode was seeing the continued on-screen chemistry between the Penguin and Sophia Falcone. We get to see their new partnership come to light as they work to distribute a new drug that Sophia was exposed to in Arkham, which is called Bliss. I will say, guys, I have that with this drug and the way how it's described, it got me wondering if perhaps they are slowly revealing Poison Ivy. And it makes me wonder if Sophia maybe had a run-in with a Dr. Pamela Isley, but that's just a theory for now, as we really don't know what she endured in Arkham or who she crossed paths with. But it would be pretty interesting to see if she got this drug from Pamela Isley, just a cool little theory. The episode also does a good job exploring the backstory between Sophia and the Penguin a little bit. It starts to reveal that the label that Sophia has as the Hangman may have been caused by Oz himself. There was a scene towards the end of the episode I thought highlighted that as well, and it gave a bit of an emotional moment for Oz, but the problem is it's hard to take him seriously with him playing all sides for his own gain. But tremendous acting between the two. The writing, again, has been outstanding. And really, that was all that was a hit for this episode, guys. And then what was a miss? The bad? There really was no bad in this episode that I saw. It was a slower building episode than the last one, but they make it a worthwhile watch by characterizing Victor. I really like that they're doing these character-driven episodes. Episode 1 was really focused on Penguin. Episode 2 was really focused on Sophia Falcone. And now you're focusing on Victor. Building the cast up, making them relatable. It's so far been a great narrative. And for the conclusion, this was another solid episode for the Penguin. The trend of success for the show has been great storytelling and deep characterization. With this episode focusing on new character Victor Aguilar, we get to see an episode characterizing on a middle-class person trying to make a name for himself while also trying to do the right thing. With outstanding performances from Colin Farrell and Kristen Milotti carrying out the plot progression, we get another solid outing. And I would rate this episode a 5 out of 5. The show I really have found no errors with this show. I'm loving every minute of it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it so far. It's structured very well, very balanced, and I'm excited to see what they do in the episodes to come. I will be reviewing episodes 4 and 5 here very soon, okay? And that is all I have for today. This is Jake from CINECALIBER.